Still a favorite shirt of mine. My Daily Society clothing. Check them out on Instagram and support. And you're vibing, 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 vibing with Reeves. What's goodie is going on? And vibing with Reeves, y'all. Ha ha. Yeah. Another day, another shot to do it up big and let the world watch. I hope you're taking yourself up on that offer. It's not my offer. It's your offer. We've all been offered another shot because we're alive today. So, I hope you taking the offer seriously. Yeah. And some people have asked, how do I feel about the 4th of July? How do you like to celebrate it? I remember that. I've been asked that plenty of times before, but not as much recently, but for those who may be wondering, it's not my particular cup of tea. But yours, hey, have fun. Do you celebrate? I'm not here to tell you to like it, to dislike it. I'm not telling you to love it. I'm not telling you to hate it. I'm just saying it's not my particular thing. I'm not offended if you say happy 4th to me. Okay, cool. Won't say it back. Well, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad. It's just not my thing. There's black people who celebrate it. I don't, because a lot of us were slaves during that time. You know, I'm gonna celebrate everyone else being free, except for us. Happy Juneteenth, I'll say, but Happy 4th, no, because we were seen like property, subhumans, the 5th of human beings. That was in the Constitution, so no, you think I'm gonna sit back and say, yeah, this is great, but yeah, wonderful. Let me celebrate that. No, make America great again. No, I won't do it. Wow, we'll take a plate of ribs. That's right. And I like fireworks. And I love ribs. Like I said, I take some ribs, I take 2 burgers, off the grill, fresh. Who made potato salad? Who made potato salad? That is a question for the ages. Because some people start to make potato salad, had no business making a potato salad. So getting off in the barbecue. And that now ain't the time to start trying to make potato salad. If you haven't made potato salads through the year, then don't make it today either, damn it. Just you got battle tested to make the potato salad at the barbecue. You don't just get I just Googled it and thought, why don't I look up some recipes and on Instagram and TikTok, so no, 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 now ain't the time. You gotta be battle tested and approved. Got to pay your barbecue cookout potato salad dues. I'm just gonna accept that shit. Yeah, no, no, you have to be good. It's one of those jobs you need experience. Experience. That's right. So, get your practice in this year. Let people come around and have potato salad. Maybe in the next year or two, they'll be like, yo, such and such. Oh, they been kind of slow throwing down lately with that potato salad. Next thing you know, yeah, I'll take a plate. I'll take 2 plates. And you're like, yeah. That's what it is. People don't trust it. They don't want you to try to remix it. And like, oh yeah, I'm doing some raisins and shrimp and the potato salad. Yeah. Be like, no, 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 no. You got shrimp on something else. You got raisins on something else. It's not something you have on a potato salad. It's not. Not something you have macaroni salad either, you know. Let's keep with the OG recipe. Not everything needs to be remixed in. Oh, we're gonna add some pieces of bacon, you know, we're gonna add this, we're gonna add that. Yeah, and then you're gonna have people not mess with you. Just keep it OG original recipe. We'll be straight. That's barbecue etiquette. And I've seen some things online, you know, some memes, and people say, what's this? And it's comedy sketches, people say, what's this next generation gonna do? Because they don't know how to barbecue, they don't know how to cook. What they gonna do? Just be at a barbecue drinking? Oh, I had a perk earlier. Like, no, no, no. That's what they said. Like, oh. In one of the sketches, like, oh, you want to play? Oh, no, I had a perk earlier. No, 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 no. No, yeah. Are you making plates? Are you cooking up? Who's running the grill now? Ooh, you called your uncle? Yeah, there's some some people in the younger generation that's really bad like that, but not all, not all. Come on, not all. But definitely that's something that needs to be passed down. And sometimes people say, "Oh no, you need to pass this down," because the older heads don't want to pass nothing down. Uh, Not always true. Yeah, there's some older heads that don't want to pass nothing down. And then there's younger heads who don't want nothing to be passed down to them because they don't want to listen. So it's a two-way street. It's a two-way thing. You have to be able to listen to someone impart knowledge. That means you have to listen. You know, they can tell you about it. They can show you how to do it. And then there's people that have to be willing to give you that game. If one wants to talk, the other one doesn't want to listen. If one wants to listen, but the other one doesn't want to talk, it's not going to work. Both people have to be willing to do their thing. Someone has to be willing to give, someone has to be willing to take, and keep that thing moving and grooving like a nice oiled up machine, you know. Keep the cycle going. Have to keep the tradition. You know, you can pass on tradition, but someone doesn't care about that shit. They're like, whatever. Who cares about tradition? And then they say, you know what? Why don't we do this anymore? You say, who cares about tradition? How you want to do it? You don't even know how. Because you didn't care about tradition. What you gonna Google how to do it? Or ask family members? Sometimes family members, you know, don't stay with us, so we think they'll always be around to handle it and show us later, and they don't always be around. The way the way life is, you know, we're all like we're all not gonna be here forever. And I'm saying that to try to be controversial to make it sad, but it's true, you know. So that's one thing we have to remember: show love while we're here, respect each other while we're here, appreciate each other while we're here, listen to each other while we're here, speak with each other while we're here, communicate while we're here. So that way, you know, the people who we love understand that we love them, and we understand that we let them know that they love them, that they appreciate it, so we don't sit there and feel guilty when that time comes. You want to make sure you know, on a good level for your wing. You had to understand it. Yeah, it seems like I'm kind of all over the place. But there's connections, you know. The 4th of July stuff, then the barbecue. So keep things in that realm for now, you know. Also, another thing about the barbecue, here's the phrase people will say, well, that person's invited to the barbecue. They're invited to the barbecue. You know what that means. Or if you don't, here's what I'm breaking down when they talk about white people to the barbecue. barbecue means to the black barbecue. Like you're a friend of the black people. And you'll invite people to the barbecue, like, oh, they're cool with us. That's cool. I don't have a problem with that. As long as there's someone who actually is a friend of us and they're cool and they really got love for us. Don't say, hey, right up to the barbecue and we seen them be able to do a dance on TikTok. Or you like their haircut, you like their swag, you know what I mean? And he's like, hey, right up to the barbecue. And then next thing you know, they're like, yeah, make America great again. And they say a bunch of racist, foul things. Yeah. And they come there with potato salad and raisins in it. Come on, you invited them into the barbecue. People gonna be mad at you, you know. You gotta be careful. Sometimes people you think they one way and then they show they another way. Like, ooh, I thought I vetted you better than that. But so, gotta prove my vetting process. Not saying all white people are bad, not at all. But some are racist and they just hide it better. Some hide their racism and their prejudice and their biases way better than others. Others aren't good at hiding. Some don't even try. They'll let you know. They let you know. So, and if they let you know straight off the bat, you can prepare. You say, okay, I'm not gonna be slipping around this motherfucker. That motherfucker let me know they're the enemy. They let you know that's the real op right there. That's the real op. They don't like my kinds. My skin is my sin in their eyes, and I'm guilty as hell. You gotta know that some people do still judge off the skin and say, nah, that person ain't dead. That person is a horrible person. How you know he's black? Huh? That person is savage. I know he's black. She's lazy. She's a whore. How you know? She's black. Some people have that mindset and they try to sneak it past like they don't feel that way, but then you find out they really do. And some people, like I said, don't try to hide it. They let you know that's how they feel. One of the grandma from the people that say, "Oh, why do you have to keep playing the race card?" Not, we not play the race card like that. It's played against us. We just let you know what's happening. Obama being in office for 2 terms straight did not eviscerate racism or prejudice at all. So, there's that. For those who think, oh, it was like a happy ending, and it was like, he can't then there was no more discrimination ever in life for race. Now we just got to get rid of homophobia and sexism and everything is fixed. Yay! These racism's down, one down, two more to go. No, that's not it. Racism still there, homophobia still there, um, sexism still there. All the isms, classism, all the isms still there, man. People are still on that bullshit. That's human nature. Still there. So don't trip and wonder why people have certain complaints because situations haven't changed as much as technology may fool people into thinking. It may fool people into believing that we are further along than we are as far as human relations go. Sorry. Yee. Nah, not that far. If anything, we're regressing in this country, but trying to make America great again means make white supremacy stronger again. That's what all it means is get rid of all this woke shit. Let's get rid of all these Latinos and and have some blacks and pick a cotton again. And have them all locked and the rest locked up. Yeah. Except for the ones we have singing and dancing. But yeah, this is great. That's what some people feel. But a happy fourth. Not. That's how I feel. You know what is important when it comes to tradition? Carrying on the right tradition and breaking away from the wrong traditions. There's some traditions that are healthy and important to the foundation of society and healthy and important to keeping cultural, keeping the culture alive. What culture? Whatever culture traditions are part of. There's traditions in hip hop, there's traditions in Black American culture, and all these different cultures. We gotta pick what has helped us or will continue to help us, what's helping to keep us strong, what's brought us this far will continue to bring us further. And don't get away from tradition just because it's old. But on the other hand, just because something's old doesn't mean it's a healthy tradition, doesn't mean it's fair, doesn't mean it's doing us a service. It might be doing us a disservice. So, it's always good to take stock and inventory of things and don't be one of those people that hate something because it's old. Or they, oh, it's because it's old, it's bad. That's just as bad as someone that hates something because they're new. There's people that hate things because they're new. Oh, that young motherfucker. Oh, that young shit. It might be dope. And then there's people that hate things that are old. They hate traditions. Some of those older ways pave the way for you some to be successful. Now, if something old that's really been like a cancer to society and us at large, then yeah, get rid of that shit. But if it's something that's helped strengthen us and help make us better, then why would we get rid of it? Why would we say, nah, let's get rid of that? Yeah, like a good customer says, respecting our elders. Why get rid of that? Like, fuck them old people. Nah. That's not respect our elders. They can't teach us shit. So what? They they've been so what? They've been around for a long time. There was no internet, but they was around. What can they teach me? There was no AI when they was when they was a teenager. What do they know about life? And then you find out, oh, sweat. I need this, I need that, that. Hey, maybe if he's more open to suggestion with someone that's been around for a long time, you'd be all right. You know, take stock of your, no, there isn't anything wrong with taking stock of your life and seeing, okay, what do I need? What helps me? What does me a disservice? There isn't anything wrong with that. I think everyone should do that. Like a time or two a year, I don't know. Don't get me in the line here. I don't know how often you should do it. Well, you should do it. Yeah. It's not something you just do once. I'm not saying you got to do it all the time. Every time you turn around, oh, time to take inventory again. Like, how many times I took an inventory this year? This 5 times a week. Monday through Friday? Yup. Like, damn, guess self-reflection is a job, huh? You know, I'm not saying gotta be that, gotta do it that much, but I say still do it. I do it too. I take time out to think about what's going on, the direction life is going. So that's advice that I do follow. I'm not just saying that shit. Then you see me and I don't reflect on nothing. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. I definitely reflect, just sit around, think, ask myself questions, write stuff down, and see is it working for me and why or why not. If it isn't working. That's important. But yeah, them barbecues, man. You got traditions like classic songs you play all the time. And some DJ be like, why don't we play something new? Yeah, that's cool. Play some new stuff, not play the old stuff at all. No, let's keep the tradition going. You can incorporate some new stuff in it, definitely. But they still gotta play yeah, before I let go. Oh. Frankie Beverly and Maze. Rest in peace, Frankie Beverly. Gotta play that. You still gotta play Follow Me, Elias. Rest in peace, Eddie from Elias. Still gotta have the classics. Still gotta have the classics. Still gotta roll with it. I'm not saying it's an end to new. Some people don't want to accept anything new. Like I like what I like. That's it. And nothing else. People that don't want to accept any new information. And things do change. So if you're at a disadvantage if you don't want to accept any new information, especially the way this world changes. You're gonna need some new information. If if you don't continue to learn, you're gonna be lost. For real though, you will be lost. You will be messed up if you don't continue to learn. So you have to learn. But that doesn't mean you have to disregard what you've already learned. Just there's also new things to learn. It's always a good thing when you're open to new things. But you don't have to be open to everything. Like if you realize, okay, this is gonna hurt me, or this is foul, this doesn't go with my set of values, this goes against my moral code, then you don't have to be open to that. Like, yeah, this goes against my ethics 1,000%, but I have to be open. So let me do it anyway. No. Then what I mean, open to everything else. At least open to hear about it. Open to hear what it is. Maybe it's good. Maybe it's bad. And you just didn't know it yet. Maybe it just doesn't strike your fancy. Maybe you're not interested in it at all. Happens. Not everything that people suggest for you to get into, you're going to sit back and say, yeah, I'm going to try this. You be like, nah, nah. So that's the thing right there. You won't always like the suggestion people make. You don't always have to go along with it though. Some people say, oh, you gotta at least try. No, you don't. You don't have to always try. Maybe you don't want to. Maybe you don't need to. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe it's not for you yet. Like I said, maybe it's against your moral code, your ethics. You don't have to try everything that some suggest. Some people, I say that because most people know, but there's some people out there who feel like pressured. So, just let them know. And if people want to force you to do things that you don't like all the time, maybe you need to kick it with new people. And they can't respect your boundaries. You all, every time they come up with something, you have to do it or else. If you can't say, nah, no, thank you, I'm straight sometimes. If you can't say no sometimes, you gotta see what's up with that. You may have to get a whole new crew of people. Well, cut those people off because there's no way. You can never say no. You can never say no. Every time someone suggests something, you have to do it. You can never say no. It's always a problem if you say no. It's gotta be yes, 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 yes. Sounds like you're being used. I don't know. Might be being used. Some people don't like someone saying no. You should be able to say no and then not mess with your relationship, something negatively affect what y'all got going on, your friendship or whatever. Because you said no sometimes. Sometimes some people just want what they want. They don't mean nothing by it. It's like a kid just wants something, but every time you go, everything has to be exactly the way they want. Or every suggestion, everything gotta be there. If you can never say no. I'm not saying every now and then you say no is an issue every now and then, but for the most part, it's not an issue. No, I mean, every time you say no, they even think you thought about possibly saying no, it's an issue. If it's always an issue, always, you can never say no. You can't even nod your head. Like, you can't even nod your head across. You just got up and down. Yeah, 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 that's something. Yeah, that's bad. You should be able to say that. Say, nah, so I ain't got it this week. I ain't got it this week. And this shouldn't be you never got it. Like I had it every other time. I just broke this week. I was balling for them other times. I just took a L. It shouldn't be an issue. You know, but talk it over. Some people will realize where they went wrong and try to be more reasonable. Other people don't care. Give me what I want all the time, or else, you can't work nothing out. Sometimes, we just want different things and we can work things out. We can work things out. Like Steve Wonder said, we can work it out. We can work it out. Horrible singing, I know. And Reeves also did that song, but it's a good song. It's a song about working out differences. We can work it out. I suggest you check it out. Music pick. You can check out the Steve version or the Beatles or check out both. Compromise. Sometimes compromise is most wise. Sometimes. I'm not saying all the time. Sometimes compromise is most wise. We can compromise without compromising ourselves. You know, you'll learn how to. You get used to it. And that's our episode of Vibin. Short episode today. But thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your support. Leave it in the comments how you feel. Tell me how you feel. Leave it in the comments. And like, comment, share. Let people know about it. Tell me how you feel about it. Like I said, leave it in the comments. Thanks for your support. ReevesENT.com. The music, the merch, the podcast, the socials, Vibe with Reeves underscore podcast on IG and Vibe with Reeves on Facebook. Yeah, see about me, baby. See about your homie. See about me. Catch y'all later. Stay up. Much love. Yeah.